Hi, everyone. This is Rabbi Shmuel Pollan. This is the Light Unto the Nations show. This is a special episode which is being sent out to rabbis, priests, mentors, and imams, and everyone who is shepherding God's flock. You're doing such amazing work. I bless you to be able to continue to light up the souls of man with the fire of God, and we're all working together on the same goal, which is to bring everyone together under the banner of the Lord. And I want to share something that I got from YY Jacobson, and you should check out his website at theyeshiva.net. And it's something that I think can help all of us go to the next level. And it's about when not to be religious. And now that's strange for an imam or a priest, but I'm telling you when not to be religious, because we learned something from this week's Torah portion, which is called Vayetze, which means and he left and he went out. And it's all about the story of Jacob and Laban and the two women that he married, Rachel and Leah. And we find something very disturbing at first glance is that Jacob marries two sisters. But it says in Leviticus, you can't marry two sisters. So what is going on? Because we're told that the forefathers kept all the commandments even before the Torah was given. So how is he able to marry two sisters? So to understand this, we have to understand that when they kept the Torah, when they kept the Bible's rules and laws, they did it as a stringency. And we have a situation here. Jacob had a situation here. And that is that Laban is a deceiver. And they even had the thought that he would try to switch Leah for Rachel. And so Jacob made a sign with Rachel that he will touch him in certain places because the lights are out. So she'll touch him in certain places and he'll know that it's Rachel and not anyone else. It's not Leah. Then Rachel saw that Leah was being taken to Jacob and she was going for extreme embarrassment because Jacob would realize that it's not Rachel and he would be upset and Leah would be embarrassed. So Rachel went ahead and gave those signs, the signs of that would let someone know who it is, that it's Rachel. Gave those signs to Leah, and Leah used those signs on Jacob, and that's why he was intimate with her. And in the morning, everything was revealed, but at least she didn't have that embarrassment. She didn't have that embarrassing moment where she didn't have the signs. She didn't know what to do. So Jacob said, I'm keeping these commandments as a stringency, and I'm not going to put my stringency in front of my promise to my fellow man or woman. He made a promise to Rachel that he would marry her. He made a promise to another human being, and the person comes first over a stringency. Tell a story of the mentor of my mentor who was eating a Passover meal, and everyone was given matzah, unleavened bread, and one man took his matzah and he dunked it into beet juice. And that caused a bit of a stir among the Hasidic Jews because it was their stringency to not dip ever unleavened bread into any liquid because there might be some tiny amount of flour that is still left. And if it's put into liquid, it could become leaven, it could become chametz, it could become something that's not allowed to be had on the Passover. But this was a stringency. And the story of what had just happened came back to my mentor's mentor. And what did he say? He said, better to have a red matzah than to have a red face. Do not put this man down. Do not say anything negative to him. Do not make him feel bad in any way. Better to have a red matzah than a red face. The person comes first. We're teaching commandments to people. So that means the person comes first, and then the commandments come after that. So we have to always deal with the people, and we have to teach each one individually, each one separately, in the way that they receive it best. Like Moses cared for each sheep, and when one went out into the wilderness, he went and got it. And that was how he became Moses. That was how he became the leader of the chosen people. The person comes first, the religion comes second. And this is not a contradiction to my last video about how God is numero uno, because this is what God wants. God does want you to put the person before your stringencies. If you lead with your stringencies, you will lose them, you will leave them out. And as a corollary, another story, a rabbi was sent to a certain congregation to lead them and to bring them spirituality. And he was giving them over the laws of the commandments. You must keep Shabbos, you must keep kosher, you must keep Passover. And it wasn't working. They weren't going along with it. They weren't being inspired by it. And so he went to my mentor and he said, "What should I do? They're not responding." And my mentor said, in the old days, there would be these saunas, these bathhouses. And if people would hit you with a palm branch, you wouldn't like it. You would be upset. But when they got into this sauna, they would be so heated up that they actually liked the hitting of the palm branch and they actually asked for more. So he said, if you can heat those people up, if you can get them inspired, and then give them the commandments, then give them the law, you will have so much of an impact, so much of a positive impact, that they will actually ask you for more. That's what Jacob did. He would not let his stringency get in the way of the love of a fellow person. This is what God wants. He wants the person to come first. He wants the religion to come second. He wants you to heat them up before you give them the commandments. He doesn't want your stringencies to be put on them. Your stringencies you can put on yourself. Jacob can put stringencies on himself. He can keep the 613 commandments in principle on himself, but he cannot put them on another person. He cannot sacrifice that lamb. He cannot make a sacrifice out of other people. You can only make your own sacrifice. Okay, I wish you all much blessings in leading your flock to the truth. God bless you all. All the best.